Hello, my name is ReVISION. This is a pre-EXXE task website that I'm helping to design. I'm putting together on a multi-platform. What I'd like to do is make a conglomerate of effort to make collectively a platform that we can design as a whole. It's going to encompass different tasks of the internet. It's going to overlap and be on the forefront of some of the communication. It's all a non-for-profit, so majority of the contributions are going to come from you. If you'd like to contribute, then I just need your opinion, need your basis, need your professional outlook, and need your information. The benefit of this is it's going to start at the bottom and reach to the pinnacle at the top. Being non-profit or working free, I'm going to use people that have degrees, as I have before, professionals in the field, and make it so that we can work together to reach the top. I kind of put it together in regard to a chessboard. 33 is a king, 32 is a queen, 16 is a castle, 8 is a bishop, 4 is a knight and a pawn. You pretty much just break down from the 33, it's two queens. Off the two 32s, you get 2 16s. Off to the 16, you get 2 8s. Off the 2 8s, you get 2 4s. Off the 4s, you get 2 2s, and you just kind of go like that up to a pyramid. Above that is death. When you have a knight or when you have a king, it's 33 by 33 by 33. They always meet in the middle at the pinnacle of the meeting. They build up and they raise whatever it is that concept they have. So if you have a plot, if you have somebody that's plotting against you, somebody that's plotting for war, somebody that's plotting from the kingdom, think old time plots that span centuries or generations. They come up with an idea and they come up with a notion to do something horrific or to do some kind of war or some kind of method. Well, you have two people come together and two kings, let's say, and they decide they're going to go against a third. Well, there's never really a 1, 2, 3. It always is 1, 2, 3, 4. The king plots with another king, and then they say they're going to strike. Well, once they strike, it becomes 4. 4 corners, 4 points, 4 pinnacles, 4 to whatever it is. If you take a box, you take a cube. There's 6 points to a cube. If you strike out 2 sides of that cube, then there's 4 corners, 4 points to that box. That's pretty much what you're happening when you're in war. There's always an open vent. Always an open system. You're trying to resolve and figure out where the hole is. Well, you have to, instead of narrowing it down and taking away a box, you have to build on that box to another box. So if you have a time peace, think Poland diplomatically, World War I, World War II, you have to build another 2 boxes. So you put 2 boxes around those 2 boxes and you build off that and you start to resolve the issue of whatever happened with the 4. But in 4, in time of war, which we presently always will be in time of war, some are actually benefiting from those holes in the box. So in order to pinpoint what the hole in the box is or what points are actually losing or where the origin of the war is or actually resolve the war as a whole, we come back to the chart. The Freemason chart, Illuminati, skull and bones, whatever you want to call it, it's 33. So 33, if you go 333 and 999, or 666, it's the 1 percenters. It's a chart to kind of point out as to how they work, how they operate. 48 above is our past, the past mistakes, our present. If you have any issue with the network that we're building, think about it as a box within a box. Within a box is a box within a box, within a box, by a box, through a box, to a box. In that concept, we kind of have an idea that as you stack these boxes, kind of picture within picture, you have this idea that the war wages on. We're trying to put a dampering or seal those 2 points to a 6-sided box, a 6-sided point, to say we need to have a peace, we need to have a resolution. Well, if you have 4 points, 4 corners, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're trying to resolve as to what's happening, you put another box, 1, 2, 3, 4, you start blocking 1, start blocking 2, you have to have enough faith and trust in the people that are blocking the other 4 that is going to resolve. So to actually have a peaceful resolution, you have to have 6, and 6 will actually hold in or contain the box. In regard to orders, how the orders fall, you have 32, 33. When we get up to the 60, the Voltaria, which is the 48, they're the death dealers, are the ones that take all the counts and tolls. The 48 always go by 4 or by 5. When they go by 4, it's 12, 24, 36, 48. So you write down 12, 24, 36, 48. Well, that's 4 corners to a stool, to a chair. Just think about it from the pie chart that I built, and look at this over here. That's the 48. If you just write down 12, 24, 36, 48, 72, 84, 96. 96 is above 60. So you go 48, 60, which is time. All the time it takes, all the notion of time, all the concepts of time. And then you have 96. Surrounded by that is the 99. The 99 are at the pinnacle, at the top. The 99 are the people that have died. If you go Freemason style, it goes Freemason to Shriner. Shriners know a little bit more about the Freemasons, are former Freemasons that have a little bit more of a pinnacle of understanding as to what it is to be a Shriner member, to be a Freemason, and all the information. Just like in any other hierarchical secret society or anything else, there's an order, and then there's a hidden order, and then there's people that are elders or people that are above and beyond. Back to the 48, it stops at 60. Every clock has 4 points, 4 corners. You have a 12, a 9, a 6, and a 3. If you want an exit or an in, you think about it from the standpoint of a T. If you have a right angle or an T, you have this over here, which is the right angle or T to a flaw. So you have a 0 degree to a 90 degree to a 45. So half a circle is a 45 to a 90 to a 90, which is a 180. A full circle is a 360. I always think about it as actually being 720, because when you think about construction, when you think about everything that I'm putting out here, it's actually 720, because you go 360, which is 1 day, and then you go 720, so you go 12 by 12 by 12. So 12 to 12, you have 2 groups meet, and they meet each other, and one group's here, one group's here. When you think Amish or something like that, you're trying to hang up an easel of a house, you have one easel hung, you have another easel hung. Well, you stabilize it, and you can only work for a certain amount of hours during a 12-hour shift. Well, you get it all done, you wait, and then you wait 1 day, and then you complete the circle, and then you have another task orientation where there's another circle within that circle, or outside that circle, you're trying to figure out how the circle came about being. Well, that's why instead of being a circle being a prime of 360, I think a circle is more a prime of 720, because you have the orientation of loss, of descent, of origin, of means, and to and froms, and so you put it together more as 2 as opposed to 1. Pi 3.14, 6.28, whatever it may be. It's 666. 666, Revelation, sign of the devil, marked between the thumb and forefinger. If you actually read the Bible, you actually see in the back of the Bible, it actually says 666 is not a sign, round mark between the thumb and forefinger. It says it will come between a mark and forefinger, but 666 is actually a symbol of wisdom, a symbol of once the wise. The manipulations of devil, kind, Beelzebub, whatever you want to call them, is actually when you use 666 as a symbol, and it means to fool or manipulate the people in the last days. So that's my belief of 666. In relation to something similar but not, mantras, average people, spiritualities, you say 2 triangles, you put 1 triangle facing down, 1 triangle facing up, and you have a diamond in the middle. Average people and their comforts and their society and everything they know like to think of a diamond. If you have 2 diamonds, like a diamond on a ring, you have a point at the top, just like the triangle, do that with your hands. You have a diamond at the top and a diamond at the bottom. You put those 2 diamonds together, people stand here. People are comfortable placing like their societies, like their origins, like whatever they are, don't want to really challenge, don't want to do anything out of the norm. Well, you encounter something, let's say. You start to go on a spiritual conquest, like Steve Jobs, like Martin Luther King, like Spike Lee. You go on a spiritual conquest and you start to challenge your society, you start to challenge your roles, you start to challenge your position. Just like how history repeats itself, we're starting to challenge what's the concept of everything. We're starting to see a reinvention of people being fed up, people being tired of social norms, society, everything that's happening, workaholics, just 60s all over again to one degree or another. People just saying that it's wrong, that it's flawed, and we're starting to work out the kinks, and we're in, 200 plus active wars right now, and we're starting to say, for whatever it's worth, maybe there's something that we missed in the last time we did this. So you have your average people working 9 to 5, stable in your job, you got your 401k, you got your pension, maybe you're retired, and then you got your mantras, you got your channeling, you got your spiritualities, you got your burning splits, you got your meditation. Well, at some point, somewhere along the line, let's say you fast, let's say you meditate, let's say you hit some point in your life, death in your family, or you almost die, or something happens, and it totally changes your life. It changes how everything you perceive, and it wakes you up to a totally different notion of what the world is, what life is. Well, that's where it comes to people like Einstein, people like Steve Jobs that go into these places, go into these countries, and they have these experiences where their whole psyche, their whole knowledge of what the world is changes. Well, they come back and they have a totally different concept of reality, and they change the world. They change the world in the sense that they change how we believe, how we see things, how everything is incorporated. Well, back to the 33 and the box. If you go from the box, and it's a 6-pointed box, and you go to the star, 6-pointed star, looks like the Star of David, and you go back over to here, and back to the 16, I've constructed it where it's kind of in a militaristic style, where it's a square. So you take a square, draw a 16, and at each corner you draw 4. Well, 16 is 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, right? You see that? 16, 4 plus 4 plus 4. Well, 16 plus 16 is 32. That goes back to the Queen. 32 plus 32 is 64. That's a platform. 60 is the time. So that goes to the Volturi. Plus 4. That goes to a seat. So they watch it. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. 33 plus 33 plus 33 is 99. It's always by 3. Duty, honor, country, God, the Father, Holy Ghost. It's always by 3 in a pyramid. You go by the 4, that's the deceased, destination, or the issue. So when you encounter an issue, let's say we have an issue with our company or corporation, I'm taking this off, I put it all together, a newsletter, everything like that. Platform's working good, something happens, I get arrested, I get hit in a car accident, something happens. Well, I put a second in command. So I have a 32 to a 33 to a 33. Well, the way I want to structure is I'll never really be the king. I want to have it where if something happens, I'm in the castle. I'd like to be a castle, a networking platform, and have it be a multitasking platform. But right now, presently, I'm at a 2. My 2 is going to merge with another 2, there's another 2, there's another 2. There's 32 2s on the board. And those 32 2s are going to go to 16 4s, are going to go to 8 8s, are going to go to 4 16s, are going to go to 2 queens. Well, I have an issue, I go to jail, something happens, or let's say I get injured and I'm bedridden for however long. Well, after I start making this platform, I have to trust somebody that's going to be a 16, an 8, or a 32 to have all my access, all my codes, all of my designs, and pretty much continue to carry it forward by doing the blogs, by doing the newsletters, by doing the chat rooms, by doing the open forums, by doing the presentations, by being affiliated with the 8 or whatever you want to call this corporation or entity starting. It's all free, it's all open exchange, it's all pretty much just putting out everything to the globe, to the world, so we can build a greater network. In regard to the 16, if we encounter flaws, what happens is it goes 16 and then you draw another 16, you always go out by 4, so draw 4 squares. Like I said, the box within a box. You do 1, 2, 3, 4, and if you have an issue, you break always by 2. 1 goes up. That's the 69 concept, 1 goes down. It could also be a swastika of Budapest. So if you have a Budapest or a swastika, you just draw a swastika. Swastika goes, if I even have room on board, swastika goes like this. And it's like a propeller. Anything that goes up, goes down, anything that goes up, goes down, you go circular. And if it's blowing in the wind, goes circular. When you go on Mecca, when you go to the Middle East, they always walk around the Mecca counterclockwise. Swastika looks like it would be going clockwise because wind comes in. And swastika is by 9. There's 9 points to a swastika, and just count out the numbers. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then it meets in the middle at 9. So swastika was taken from, it's synonymous with Adolf Hitler. Is actually taken from Nana Venetia, which is a Buddhist symbol and he flipped it upside down and made it into something totally different than what it was. The Nana Manisha is a symbol that means eternity, ever life, non-stop, ever-ending. When you get into mantras, chants, when you get into Asian cultures, Taoism, Judaism, other religions, and you start to look at designs and then you meditate and mantra in, the swastika, when you go to Budapest, it actually is a symbol that you use to balance and to harmonize when you're doing meditations. Kind of a side note on that. In regard to the Star David, 16 points. When we have a break on that, just imagine that we have pyramids, 3 points. We have our issue in the middle. These 3 decide to go on their way. They always have a way to come back and a way to resynapse to the 8. In regards to what happened, actually, I'll be 100% truthful. I got midway into this. I got probably 45 minutes into, or an hour and a half into the last video I did, and my computer started to wiggle around in my screen, and I'm not actually on the network. I'm not even hooked up to the Wi-Fi right now in the university, and my screen went all wee wobbly, and I lost everything. So, in regard to universities, on a better note, brighter note, there's a site. You just Google 500 free colleges. You can sit on to Stanford, Harvard, MIT, Yale, Oxford, Brown, Berkeley, any university you've ever wanted to attend. Even if you're poor, you can attend. You can get their syllabuses. You can even, for $49.99, most of them, you can get a certificate saying that you took a class or a course at university or whatever, fill in the blanks. You pretty much just attend. You can figure out what kind of classes they are. I went to MIT, Stanford, Harvard, Yale, and it's pretty incredible. So take full advantage of what we got. Internet's going to be a free access source. A lot of this stuff, the reason I'm putting it up as a 2-dimensional, well, I don't have virtual reality equipment, number 1, and I don't have 360 equipment as of yet, number 1. Number 2, but I'm going to be getting there as I go on. I'm going to be working on the road and trying to gather collections for funding to continue this forward using virtual reality. So instead of us just looking at it from a pyramid type scheme, we're going to platform it down. So where everyone on the internet thinks left to right or right to left, whether you're English or Arabic, whether you read or you're brought up to study that way, I want to make it so that the platform falls forward. So everything goes in a collective, and collectively goes past and margins out. And I want to make it so that our synopsis, so that this that we're building, and I want your opinions on these things, is going to be where a 2 meets a 2, I'm a 2, you're a 2, and just like 706 with the Freemasons, when they made the first lodge, something happened, someone died, they were working on a construction site, somebody died, well, the 2 took over, and they built the first lodge, and just like that, I'm going to have where I meet you, you meet me, we communicate via Facebook, via Twitter, via newsletter, via snail mail, whatever it may be, and you mimic my platform, I mimic your platform. We're networking, we're grinding, we're gritting together, we're figuring out all the ins and outs, the top to bottom, the underground to the above ground, and we're working slowly, progressively from the 2 to the 4 to the 8 to the 16. When we encounter 16s, we stop, drop, pop, and put down all our information so we can start realizing that these grids on the 16s that have already been pre-designed by the Gates, by the Teslas, by the Musk, are the grids that we're going to use to mimic, overlay, and overlay so that we continue forward with what we're building. And I want to make it so that it's such an open forum that we have chat rooms set up, that we have multi-network set up, that we have multi-platform set up, multiple regions, so that if I'm in the picture, out of the picture, somebody else is constantly building up what I'm building up. The money, currency, or cost is going to be on me originally. That's why I might be out of the picture as well, just working, making bread so that I can support the house. And as it goes forward, I'm thinking projecting anywhere. Most internet companies are success overnight. Most companies are conglomerates coming up, CEOs coming up. They can do it overnight. I'm thinking this is going to be a 1-year to a 5-year project. So it's going to involve blogs, my life, your life, personal issues, things to that effect, so that we can hammer out how you collectively make margins and errors and all the errors, so that you can put it into the concept of the 48. The 48 is going to be, maybe move this closer. The 48 is going to be where death is. Pretty much any king that dies, that's where it goes. All his successes, all his failures. You study history, any historical event, you always study 3 points off any historical event. You want to really know what's happening in the world, study any one country and then study 4 points off. If you don't think you're not part of it, you're part of it. Anyone with 150 above IQ is a member of the CIA. Doesn't mean you have to have a flag, a star, a crest, or count. It just means that you're smart enough to be smart enough to be smart enough to see what it actually is. CIA is global. Anyone that sees ISIS is just simply 3 or 4 letter initial. Needs to wake up to Pharisees, what ISIS is, what Torah is, what the Quran. Do some reading, do some research. History is repeating itself with that issue too. It was Russia, now it's us. We're the Romanists. We step in and fight everyone else's battles for them. I'm a United States citizen, by the way, and other countries do step in and help, but we're always the one doing what we're doing. So, to the point, 48. 48 is going to be my flaws, my trials, my errors. The 60 is going to be time. Time's going to take, this is day 1. Presently the date's about August 15th. I probably won't actually put this out until around December, because I got to get some things together and I want to make sure all my platforms are prepared, all my videos are lined up. In regard to the 99, the deceased of the 99, let's say they're Shriners, from Freemasons and Shriners, all the dead gone. Well, that's all the people that have tried to do platforms, networks, and build blog spots, newsletters, whatever it may be. I want you to come out of the shadows. I want the people that are complete failures with the internet to come out and help me out, or I want the people just doing my own research, trying to figure out what happened, what's going right, what's going wrong. As far as the one, there is no one beyond the one. That's God. That's, I believe in God. That's the Father. That's the Holy Ghost. That's whatever it is, any spiritual realm or spiritual knowledge and understanding of God. That's the pinnacle of the one. So there's really no achieving the highest point to everything I'm doing, especially with the, like I said, the 33. I don't want to be. I don't think I can ever attain it. 33 to me is about where I'm a citizen to the president. President's 33. I'm a number 2. In order to reach the president, I'd have to do something like a ziggurat, where I flip it all upside down and put a platform above him, and then do it so consistently and conceivably that I pretty much just cut dead on through with something, you know, like just something that runs all the way through it. So if I run all the way through it, it would just be a line dead on through, and you'd have to reorganize all your triangles, all your pyramids. So with that in mind, I'm going to wrap up here, and I'm going to start actually putting this out, start actually putting my EXXEs out. EXXE is like an ex-cop, ex-con, ex-judge, ex-development. Every one of these I'm going to build, there's going to be about 9 of them primarily, and then I want to build off those 9. They're going to be called EXXEs. If you want to respond, my email is going to be right here. Drew, Facebook is Drew Bailey, all lowercase, DREWBAILEY. My Gmail account is all lowercase, DREWBAILEY@gmail.com. My ISU account, which is Idaho State University, wish it would have been Iowa. Probably better school there. Let's work with a mentor, good company. My ISU account is bail.drew@isu.edu. Go ahead and shoot me an email, shoot me a text, shoot me some of your information. I do a lot of pictures, a lot of designs. I'm going to be putting those on the website, the GoDaddy as well. I'm initially starting out with the GoDaddy. Funding for GoDaddy is about, I think, $200, $300, $400. In regard to the time that I'm spending on this, blogs, everything like that, I'm probably looking at maybe, I'm going to try to make it where it's at least a minimum wage job. In regard to hours, in regard to time, part-time job, you know what I mean, where I'm spending 10, 12, 15 hours a week on this. When I start bouncing it up, when I start getting more into previous experience dealing with programmers, designers, things to that effect, I'll probably start putting 40, 50, 60 hours in a week but I have to get it where the platforms are self-sufficient. I also have to network and find the people to communicate with in order to get to that point. So first I got to find you. If you're one or any of those above, an accountant even, it'd be good to hear from you. Once I start getting revenue off this, which I need help on that as well, I'm looking into Google Ads or anything like that. I'm not going to necessarily sell any products or sell anything aside from the concepts. My EXXEs are kind of touching more on broader scopes, broader understandings of region, realms, people, places, and things. I even touch on NASA, solar, space. Some of my ideas are concepts to benefit and improve society. Some of my concepts are just simple designs and ideas to make different different things that I know presently in my present age I probably would never see happen unless I put it on the internet for somebody else to pick it up. So steal my stuff. I'm begging you, steal my stuff, mimic it, and then come back and mock me. Tell me what you did right, and tell me what I'm doing wrong, and tell me how you're making a lot of money off it, and tell me how you filled in the gaps, put up the flaws, and let me know how it goes. I'm going to leave it at that. It was good to meet you, and I hope that we can contribute, collaborate, and work together. And I hope you've done this before, or if you haven't done it before, I hope you have the knowledge and know-how to help me as I help you to build it so that it's a blog, it's a network, it's not something that's so foreign and far out there that we can't get on, and as somebody, Joe Smo, coming off the street, put something out there so that we can continue to build on something. Anyway, have a good day, and I look forward to hearing you. Thank you. Again, Facebook, Drew Bailey, and Gmail, Drew Bailey, all over. Oh, Facebook, Drew Bailey is all lowercase, and my Gmail is Drew Bailey 9996. Had to clarify on that one. My Gmail is Drew Bailey, all lowercase, DREWBAILEY 9996 at gmail.com. Look forward to hearing from you. Drop me a line, shoot me a line, post me a video. Be sexy. If you even got to do black and white and just be the silent face in the room or the shadow on the wall, let me know who you are. Good to be heard, good to be known. Take it easy.